Welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. To the expert playlist. Home of every glitch.
Of every glitch imaginable.
Home to all
yes,
glitches, tall and small, who will destroy your stream without any provocation at all. Freaking.
I am pleased to regretfully inform you that today's stream is sponsored by OBS, as is every stream.
It is?
Yes. Insofar that we had our customary pre-stream crash. Thank you, OBS. You
Of
are
course.
the number one custom streaming option
Source of
for a reason. It
crashes.
is so open source, but it's clearly the open source of crashes. Anywho, expert playlist number 123. What the fract is going on here? What the fract is going on here? Gabriel, aka
well,
Actor
we've
Infernal
got
Majesty,
the beginning
my
of...
co-host to the stars.
That's me.
Are you down on all this fract? I'll protect you.
I guess I have this.
Walk with me.
I'm sorry, I'm just changing the title of my thingy.
It says the next conflux is this way. I'm going to
Okay.
walk slowly in that
Oh
direction.
jeez.
What do you do?
All right, we can just.
You're going to
over
run into a trap, and then meanwhile, see, I got this block going, all right? And when the nuke hits you, and it just gleams
nuke hits
harmlessly
me?
off of the broad end of my broadsword, then you will... What did you just do? You know what? They do not deserve
hack this
your
thing.
protection. You know what, Ares? You are absolutely right. You tried to tell me. Ow.
Oh,
They do not deserve your protection.
what happened over there?
Will you stop? This collusion has got to end. Will you keep sabotaging me? Something tells me a lot of things
I
that
keep
explode are about to land
sabotaging?
here. Yep. Hello. Are you hacking that conflux, though?
Nah. Yep, we're at 42% hacked.
Nice.
Oh jeez.
I don't know, there's like a few up here. That's kind of weird. Yeah. This week's event is called the Empyrean Foundation. And,
Indeed it is.
you know what's going on with that? It's, I mean, I have got an inkling. I ran ahead and decided to buy my copy of Polarized Fractaline for Dummies before all the other Guardians got to it. So I've got a pretty good idea of what's going on here. But did you do any research prior to jumping in, or did you just want to jump in, have Saint 14 tell you what's up in his illustrious accent?
Well, I went to him, and he gave me a mission. Apparently, I have to go and do the sundial, and kill a specific
Oh, you
person.
must. It's quite exciting.
So I figured that's what we do next.
Well, it's like I always say, nothing like shaking off the rust while getting some ulterior motives swiftly and safely out of your hair stem. Now, that is to say
Okay.
that, you know, like I always say, I hope you picked up your bounties. The reason I'm doing this crud is because one of my time lost bounties, the little Fractaline bounty thing,
This test was meant
says
for
that I need to do 3 adventures.
The contents have been calibrated to challenge a guardian.
That is not as
Oh.
They
easy as
don't
it
refer
sounds.
to you by that title.
It's
No.
not.
Tell us.
Those who wield that which we Cannot
Because
simulate.
Huh.
adventures
Catchy.
that you finished are no longer just freely selectable from the map. They freaking rotate like the forges do.
Oh.
So there aren't adventures on every
okay.
planet that are just ripe for the picking anymore. They just kind of appear randomly on certain spaces when they're ready to appear. That's just how they operate. That's why we're
I
on
see.
Nessus. It was a foregone conclusion since this is where the what's
You're
it called
missing
is.
proof.
This is where the
How did
flashpoint
they
is
get
this week.
separated?
They disagreed with Captain Jacobson's decisions, and they departed.
God,
Conflict resolution software was unable to
you
amend
know,
the
I
situation.
completely forgot about this
So I
area
gave
and
them
this
what
stupid
provisions
mission.
I
I
could,
forgot about this
more
thing with
than
the
the
floating
requisite
Vex
amount.
platforms and
I
the
knew
BS.
they would be more vulnerable in the wild,
Yeah.
but I could not change their
Your
fate.
disappearing platforms can disappear on these. You know what, dude?
But it's fine. We already did the puzzle. You just need to come this way.
We did. But I improvised and found my way all the way
yeah.
up here anyway. Who's gonna
Okay, I'm
recognize me
sorry.
for my
You're a little-
ingenue and
Or your ingenue.
as long as I live,
I recognize your
there will never
ingenue.
be any respect put on this Titan's name. Just a respectless Titan.
People
I
respect your
got a
shoulders.
debuff. Like it just says minus respect. I don't even know. I don't even know how I got it. It was just there, right on reset.
I know, and you can't get rid of it. There's like no discard
They're
option.
like, oh,
right?
we noticed that you don't get no respect. How about this debuff? So you can get even less respect while you're not getting the respect you deserve. It's like, oh, well.
I think Exhibit came up
When you
with
put
that
it
one.
that way, Exhibit, you know, they should have never gave you the light. You know, why did they revive you, Exhibit? This is why you came back? This is why they brought you back as a Guardian, Exhibit? To be happy you don't remember Pimp My Ride. You put a goldfish in a limo. What's wrong with you? Oh, swords. Hello. Boom! Gimme those neck bones. Oh, wait. You wait until Season of the Worthy. When we get unlimited heavy attack. when we get unlimited light attacks. Oh, the spam. Oh, there's going to be hunters everywhere. Acting like they're playing Dynasty Warriors. Oh, it's going to be glorious.
We'll keep looking.
I appreciate your efforts, Captain. Friendly Ghost.
That should be interesting. I wonder what else is gonna happen during Season of the
I have
Unworthy.
no idea.
Or Season of the
I have
Worthy.
no idea because it seems like they just decided this maybe somewhere in the last hour. But it does seem like a pretty extensive rework that's going to change the way we play with that weapon. So I don't know if it's going to be a sword-centric season, but I do like that this weapon is getting some
That
love.
might be kind of cool.
Well, because that's what you have to do. You know, when something is not being used by the community, you figure out why, and you try to figure out how to make it fun. And I think swords in particular, they notice, is a weapon that you don't really use enthusiastically as much as you hoard for specific moments. Because you want to preserve the energy, so you never really block with them. Why do that when you could potentially die and lose ammo? So nobody ever blocks. You know, certain swords have upswings, certain swords have downswings, certain swords have teleports, and like in the case of this sword, it's an overhead swing that kills everything in front of me. And I guess as a way to dictate a power gap, a tangible power gap, you got the energy bar now. So now the energy bar is next to the ammo bar for swords. And the energy bar handles guarding and as a passive buff to your heavy attacks. So to say, if you do a heavy attack when your energy bar is low, you know, it'll take a little bit, but you won't do as much damage with your heavy. And if you do a heavy attack when the bar is filled, you'll do a ton of damage. But then, you know, you'll have to refill the bar. So it keeps you from I guess to balance out the fact that you have unlimited light attacks now. The animations just loop into each other endlessly. They don't stop anymore. Your heavy attack has a little bit of risk reward and strategy attached to it because of the bar. and so does guarding. So two people experienced with a sword may be able to have like a legit sword fight that isn't both of them mashing RB until, you know, they snap out of it and go, all right, did I live? You know. So yeah, I think I think that sounds pretty cool. And if there are sword specific things, all the better. Oh, I think I found the body.
Oh, yes, here's
Friend of
the...
yours?
Fail safe.
The bodies
Aw.
are outside my sensor range, but I
is
can
that the-
detect
is that the
them through your
captain?
scan.
Yeah, it sounds like they might have been.
Yes, friendly ghost. The memory of
Oh,
what
there's
happened to
some
them
missing
will
Did
live
dialogue
Ghost just
there.
say something that he didn't say?
And
Did Ghost not have
so,
time to explain?
in a way, they will never die.
Yeah, apparently Ghost said, "Oh man, I'm sorry. I wouldn't know what to do if I lost." He pauses, and then he says, "Were they a good crew?"
I read it, yeah.
But apparently, yeah, apparently they didn't bother to include that actually spoken.
That sounds like a glitch.
Yeah.
Oh, Ghost. Ghost, you need a patch too. Like the collections tab.
Ghost does need a patch.
Can we patch the collections tab, please? I don't understand. The only good thing the collections page is for is seeing which things you have and for reacquiring exotics. The primary function
Well, yeah, that's what it's
no,
for.
it's not. Though
It's not?
yeah, I was about to say before you crabbed, you know, I think everyone and their mom, okay, was under the impression that our loot in general was not in danger because now we had a collections tab. So if we were somebody like, you know, like Gabriel, who just still has that year 1 sidearm that was like the first drop you ever got in the Tangled Shore, and you put it in the vault, and we're like, I'm gonna keep this in the vault because if I delete it, it's gonna be gone forever. You know, now you don't have to worry about that. Now delete all your stuff because you can just get it back, you know, or whatever. And then we very quickly realized that there was a pretty huge asterisk. It's in fact an asterisk so large, it amazes me that Bungie kind of just casually omitted it from their announcement, probably because they knew it pretty much kicks the entire enterprise in the teeth. And it's the fact that exotics are set in stone. So yeah, you can get them. But anything in the game that has random
drops.
rolls on it can't be acquired from collection. Which is what, 90%
Right.
of the arsenal? 90% of the
Right.
things that are actually in your vault? So it's like, alright. Like,
Yeah,
thanks for the
exactly.
exotic mulligan, but I was kind of hoping legendaries were in that pool too. And I can see to potential complications. You know, like, well, what if they're just trying to abuse the random roll system and just get a god roll by buying and deleting the same piece of armor? Very easy. Very, very easy. Okay? I don't know. How about we have something in place that can... like, if they can tell what kind of pieces of armor and things we get and see the perks remotely from an app, then I think it's not that hard to... I don't know, have a player's metadata reflect the rolls they've gotten and then have them only able to get maybe the last roll that was dropped of a particular item. Like, that would make sense to me. Like, it could be the last roll of something that you, like, the last roll you dismantled of this item is what you would acquire from collections. And you could only do it once.
Right, yeah.
Okay, and just to, you know, because again, potential complications, you can only do it once. That'll keep somebody from getting a god roll and passing it around to their other, you know, 2 characters. Like a jerk.
Alright,
I'm doing that now, you crab.
Enough
Focus
Okay.
on the
I'm just
conversation.
checking.
Oh my
Their
god.
persistence is inspiring.
This is, see.
You look like you're just standing there. How am I
You're just
supposed to
standing
know?
there. I'm the brains of this operation. I'm not a gay fit. Oh yeah. You want to know what this? You want to know what these credits say?
They say executive producer, expert penguin. Title screen and opening monologue, expert penguin. Logo design, expert penguin. Channel, Twitch TV / expert penguin. Starring expert penguin. There is no Lucian. It was always Penguin. It's always been Penguin.
Get out of my tower. Okay. I'm here by myself. 'Cause my partner can't think of anything creative to do except melee me randomly.
And shoot
me instead of picking up these jokes that I'm putting down. Just leaving them hanging in the
really
air.
entertaining to
Just leave my jokes
shoot.
to die.
What?
You shoot me in the dick. Hope you can hit those.
Well, I wasn't trying to go for the dick.
Yeah, clearly you were. Clearly you were. Hey, Ghost, is it true that you can really reconstruct any body part? Well, you know, now that you... Ah! What?
You know, I'm surprised more people don't do weird stuff like
They
that.
really do. They really do. They're up in the, you know, when,
Yeah.
you know, remember when we had to sneak into that room to get to the Leviathan's breath? That's where they hang out. They hang out in that scaffolding up there. Yeah. That's where that's.
They're all
that's where
just
they
like
congregate.
blowing each other's arms off.
Like, hey.
Just like
What?
blow off somebody's just one cheek.
Okay, that's a little bit violent. I mean, you need your cheeks. What's wrong with you, Jessica? What the fuck? Don't you need those?
Imagine that. I mean, yeah,
But there's a butt. There's a butt attached to that. I mean, not anymore.
but you can grow
but there's a
them
butt.
back.
I mean, there was a butt. But
There was a butt. You have a regenerating butt. It's like we're all Deadpool.
oh, that sounds painful. I thought they would just bring in our stuff back.
Yeah.
I thought they were just like, I thought they were in the. I thought ghosts were keyed into the multiverse, and they just brought back a version of our, you know, wiener that's not shot off. No, that's not.
Right.
Yeah. So.
But
Oh no.
that's one other way to look at it, yeah.
So. Okay, so then question: are the ghosts doing that in a really selfish way? Like, are they just like end gaming different realities? So like when you shoot off a guardian's junk, does that mean that now there's a timeline where there's a guardian with no junk because the ghost had to
No.
take it from that other timeline? So just like, you know, in one timeline,
Yeah,
like I'm going to the bathroom
doesn't-
midstream, and then you just hear like smash cut to the hallway outside the bathroom. You know, something like.
No, because he's not actually taking anything from a timeline. All he's doing, or you know, she is doing is going to a neighboring timeline where you still have both
Okay.
cheeks and copying those cheeks
Okay,
over.
so okay,
You know what I
so
mean?
then.
Not taking any
Oh.
cheeks.
All right, so then, is there like a patch, or like an exploit, like a Easter egg or a code? Like, is there any way for me to like get the like optimal timeline for replacement? Because I mean, I don't want like my ghost looking into the darkest timeline. You know, where I've got like a chode and a humpback to like pull my restoration body parts from. I don't like. Is there any way to, you know, is there like a premium fee I can pay to get on the good body part internet?
Well, okay. He's going to a neighboring
It's like Jet Li's the
timeline.
one though. in one timeline, he's like a highly trained assassin, and then in the other one, he's like a Californian postman with a English accent. It's the most coherent I've ever heard Jet Li in my life. And it's all different, okay? So even if it's neighboring,
Right.
you know, I could be a warlock in that universe.
Guardian, down.
I don't want no warlock shoulder.
I know, but your ghost figures that stuff out. Your ghost is not gonna go and find you in a neighboring timeline when you're like, you know, a frog or something.
Man, that thing can kiss my grits with that nonsense. You gotta stop that BS, boy. Oh yeah, there is a triumph for beating a sundial run without dying. If you want to go for that.
Nice. Well, I already
What?
died.
How did you die?
This one's not gonna be it. I don't know. Something blew me up.
What blew you up?
But yeah, we can go for that at some point.
Go for what? Well, dear, you have 28 days.
Oh, okay.
This season is on for... What does the great timer of FOMO dictate? Season ends in 28 days and 12 hours.
Okay, that's a good amount of time.
By the time I left the city,
It's okay,
many
dear.
believed my
Level
practices
99.
to be sacrilege, but my
Let's
methods
not stop until
prevent
we reach
countless
Pigeon Country.
futures, not unlike the one you walk now. The
Pigeon,
traveler
I do want that
mutilated,
emote.
Let's get it for you then.
Mercury, a desolate
Because
war zone.
there's no ways around it.
This
The
is
only
the
way to
bleak
get that
future the
emote
Cabal
is to,
wants
you
for
know,
all of
you
us
gotta get
when it
that
is laid
season
out
pass
before you.
crack-a-lackin'.
Would you not sacrifice anything to see this
Okay.
future
With
shot
your pigeons. I really want that savior one. I have to do a sundial run on legend and defeat Ozlatek, the sky churner, or whatever the heck his name is.
The Sky Churner.
I don't know what they call him. The sky learner of... They call him Chlamydia, the sky burner. I was like, oh. Y'all got like a counter god for that? Like, they're like
A counter god.
like the penicillin subclass. I can just... Like, how do you defeat that god here? Ah, silence. Hello,
Yeah.
darkness, my old friend.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what to do with this.
Throw it at the
thing.
guy in the middle. You know
Oh.
there's like 5 other people
wasn't
in here,
sure.
right? You don't have to figure it out on your own? Like 5 other people.
Well, I was just wondering.
5. 9.
Oh, jeez, it's unstoppable.
Oh, it is. Do you have any unstoppable weapons on you?
No.
Neither do I. I'll equip the Devil's Ruin. Give me a second. I was using the
Okay.
symmetry because I'm trying to get the scout rifle bounty,
What the
but I
hell?
can pull out an unstoppable weapon if need be.
Mhm.
Get out my
Okay.
face. Get out my face. Out my face. You brought a fist to a sword fight, boy! Sorry.
Oh. Oh, wait.
We were having a melee fist fight, and then I remembered I had a sword. Oh! Moving away from that. That burns. A lot. Hey. I know you. You're the guy that died. Hey, stop doing that. My back hurts. Every second I don't die in this sundial, my back aches a little bit more.
Every second you
Yeah,
don't
I'm
die.
terrified. Because I know that any minute, like, even this boss shooting me could just take me out in like a hot second. I don't want to... I don't want that to be my dark fate.
Dark
Dark
fate.
fate. Yes. I mean, I've heard that in this universe before.
Guardian, down.
Oh, god damn it.
I've heard that you can change your fate.
Dark fate. Oh my god, that was like 4 movies.
I know, right? It's gotta be fun to be a third party talking to me. It's gotta be, because I'm honestly not even trying to do that half the time. Holy butt! Oh, he thought he was safe, and then a laser beam came out of his sidearm. And dear, these Cabal don't know about the Devil's Ruin yet. These Unstoppables are walking around like there are not unstoppable... There aren't anti-unstoppable sidearms now. They think this is still Destiny 1. They think this is a game.
He's...
Oh, shit. No!
How did you die?
No, I didn't.
Guardian
But you
down.
did.
It looks like he died.
Looks like you're dead. And you start projecting. I will shoulder all over this town. I will turn these shoulders around
Nah,
right
he's
now.
Again. Gosh darn it. Yay, he's down.
Nice. We finished that before time was up.
Brutality,
See how much the bar filled?
Yeah.
They realize this timeline may lead to
Quite
pure
nice.
nothing.
We gotta
Yeah.
do the
Oh, that's
harder
awesome.
version.
But he welcomes it with
You have to
open
do it
arms.
on legend or higher in order to get the triumph. We would just need to
okay.
LFG.
Well, how much harder is
Much.
it?
We would definitely need to LFG someone, because the activity itself I think is 950, and I think by the end it's somewhere around like 960 or 970 or something like that. Everything is very powerful by the
Oh,
end.
wow.
It's
Okay.
just like the sundial, except everything is harder.
One cannot abide the other. For this reason, the Legion seeks to destroy
And I think
the
there's like maybe a
Infinite
step or
Force.
two. I don't know.
You must
I
stop
don't know.
them.
I'm tired of these really high level activities not having matchmaking though. It's like, bro, that's,
Yeah.
I mean, I can see the onus to want to build teams of friends towards pushing that, and I get it. I mean, I want to do that too, but
Yeah.
LFGs are basically that though. You're still forcing people to LFG. Everyone
Yeah.
you don't, everybody you know was once someone you don't know. So just give people matchmaking. I don't
Right.
care. Like, I don't care. Every Destiny player, especially players from the first one who have done raids, nobody's a stranger to staying up for hours on end while you fail a raid repeatedly because of some stupid fluke or someone not being on point or that can happen in every situation. So I mean, I get what they're trying to avoid, but I feel like we live in a different time where it missing for a very specific mode just does a disservice to their game. And the
Yeah.
popularity of certain modes. Like,
If-
imagine how many modes would be in heavy rotation if some of them just weren't gate kept by the fact that they don't have matchmaking.
Well, I think that their solution to that was supposed to be guided games, but I guess that didn't work out.
I think it relies on too many extenuating factors, especially when it comes to, I don't know, ranking people based on their relative performance. Like, what makes you more likely to be a guided game host? What makes you more likely to be a recipient to a certain team? Like, what's the criteria? There's got to be some stealth. There has to be some kind of stealth system in the background judging these teams by their merits.
Yeah.
By some pretty, I would assume, pretty basic metrics like time it takes on average to complete a raid, raid failures, raid successes, etc. But again, like anyone who's ever played raids will tell you, right off the bat, raids are also crazy, unpredictable, and glitchy and weird. And sometimes through no fault of your own, you'll fail a raid because one part of the encounter might break. Like, there are so many spinning plates that it's unsurprising that there's an occasional glitch that might mess up a run or a boss fight. But, I think the salt that they're trying to get people to avoid is it's just unfounded. Just do it. Because you're making people LFG anyway, and LFG is the same damn thing, except it's just more manual, and you still don't have any control over the flow of players.
Yeah.
I was, I could not have been more green in the raid, okay, and I was LFGing with people who did it a ton. And every single one of said groups, they helped me out. You know, they just wanted to get the thing done. They weren't terribly salty. I knew I was on a good raid team, especially when, you know, your de facto leader, I suppose, because you kind of do need a leader, was like, all right, look.
Yeah.
So, you know, these are the rules, etc. This is how you do it. All right, let's do it. We're probably going to die, you know, a couple of times, but you'll get the hang of it. And it's like, all right, see this guy, he knows. He's a real one.
Yeah.
He's ready for death. He's ready for the noobs to die. You know,
Yeah.
there's no salt in that, man. And I've met more people like that than I have,
Right.
you know, people that are just like, oh, fuck these noobs. Like, so the proof is there.
Well, that's
If
not the
you
right
put it-
attitude. Because you're gonna
Yeah.
die.
No, but it's like the Galahorn gatekeeping. It's like, yeah, but that weapon is dictated by RNG. I don't care. Do you have it or not? No? Get
Yeah.
out my party. Get off my fire team. Get out!
Must have a good
Get
401k
out!
and a good credit
Get
score.
out! Oh god. Yep.
Yeah.
I have overseen too many
Let's have
useful
good credit.
experiments
And a
in
nice
Ancient
401k.
Forest to lose such an important testing ground. You've done well to ensure it remains open.
Oh, here we go. Defeat Inotam.
Oh shit.
Oblivion
Oh, fuck.
Strewn?
That's not right.
Oh jeez, what the?
One final obstacle, Guardian. Crush this flare and bring
I told her not to sneeze when we were going through that tunnel.
collapse this existence.
I told her not to, and she did. She did. Right when Saint 14 picked up the shotgun, she sneezed, and I said, you know what? This is probably going to have lasting repercussions later on this season. And Gabriel just sat there like, nah, it will be fine. And now look. There are corridors of time in my sundial. Who did this?
Oh man. Someone,
When they ask who is responsible
you.
for fighting in our funeral chamber, who am I going to point at? You know who I'm pointing at, right? You, traitorous dog! I told you, a
Me?
single sneeze, a hair out of place.
Uh,
The Flash tried to warn us. He woke Ben Affleck up in the middle of a
Flash?
completely unrelated movie just to tell him what would happen.
Oh, you woke
He
Ben
was like,
Affleck
Zach,
up.
I need to tell Ben. And Zach was like, but it will make my movie make even less sense. And he's like, but he has to know. I played Injustice. Bad things are going to happen. And Zach was like, yeah, but Turkish Airlines. I get the theme of widen your world. I don't know if they're going to broaden that to timelines. Barry.
Oh, here we go again.
Oh. Ah! Oh, it's a shade of him. It's not the real one. Oh, that was fun. Oh. Oh, that was great. You thought I was going to die, didn't you? You were like, oh, God, he's doing the
nice.
Rambo thing again. Like, well,
Yeah.
you were like, Guardian down in 3, 2... Wait a minute. He's still alive. That's right. They call me Mr. Penguin, okay? Ah!
Oh jeez.
Guardian down.
What? Wow.
Mm-hmm. Always mocking me.
Did you know the Lion King was actually nominated for Best Visual Effect
Fuck.
and for Best Animated Feature?
What did it lose to? In 1994.
No, I'm talking like last night at the Oscars.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
that movie is...
It lost to Toy Story.
That movie is undoubtedly a visual achievement, but I was personally, yeah, I would say I was personally far more impressed with what Pixar did with Toy Story than I was with The Lion King.
Yeah.
And I think it has to do with artistic direction. more than anything else, because they're both technically accomplished and from the same damn company. So it's not like they didn't have access to the same pools of resources and studios and talent to make it look and sound the best it absolutely could. I just think Toy Story uses really accomplished modeling software and visual effects to pull off an impressively realistic look in a story that's otherwise, you know, using pretty unambitious and ordinary materials like cloth and plastic. But it has such a distinct visual profile despite that, that it, you know, it works on all its own. It has scary parts, funny parts, lighthearted parts. It can do a lot. It does a lot with its visuals. Whereas the Lion King just looks realistic because real life is realistic. And the lions emote like fucking real lions because... God damn it. Jon Favreau. What executive hurt you? Can you show us on the production timeline where the executives hurt your film?
Where did
they hurt? Like, because it's obvious. Some studio meddling is afoot. Either he was running low on, he was going over budget and over time, and they just didn't care and they just pulled the plug, like, because, you know, can you feel the love tonight in the daytime? That to me is such a budgetary move.
Yeah, that was just...
That's such a budget move. Like what? How much will it cost to light? All right, how much will it cost to light the entire Sahara environment model? How much would it take to relight it? 30 million? No. Have them sing it in the day. But sir, nope, I don't care. 30 million? No, not for that. Are you? But sir, the song is. I don't care what the song is. Sir, the song is called "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?" Listen, I don't care if the song is called "Can You Feel the Love During the Solstice." I'm not doing it.
Can you feel the love during the solstice?
We're not relighting it to look like night. Costs too much money. But it's the Lion King. It'll make all... I don't care. Did you not forget that we entirely removed the character of Rafiki? We better cash out on this thing while they're still dumb and run away before they realize that there's a Beyonce song in the last third that we kind of snuck in there. All right?
Why? Is there a Beyonce song, you ask? No reason.
Listen, kid. This Titanic set sail knowing that the destination was the iceberg, okay? Just let it happen and be ready with your life vest to bail. Like that is when that was the beginning of his downward spiral into that of a jaded, cynical network executive. That was the day he lost his innocence and became Frank Cross.
Oh, was that the day?
That day that he learned that the Lion King would be feeling the love today. I mean, at least change the lyrics. I would have been less... I actually think in a weird, underhanded way, I would have been less insulted if they'd actually changed the lyrics to "Can You Feel the Love Today?" Or like just "Can You Feel the Love?" and then they like linger on the last note. Absolutely. I think it's far more damaging to my childhood and my intelligence for them to actually do "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" in the daytime and play it completely straight, like the sun isn't shining. Like they did that entire thing like it really was nighttime. That was a lot worse to me. I mean, yeah. They played that really straight. Just, are cats colorblind? Like, do we have an in-reason explanation? Do we have an in-universe explanation for this?
For it being...
The Lion King cinematic universe explained this early on? Before, like, did I miss it?
The Lion King cinematic.
Yeah, you know,
universe.
we've got like 1, 1.5, 1 3/4, 2, 2 2/3. The passion of the pride of the lion.
The passion of the
Yeah,
pride.
the you know, and then the lion guard of the witch and the wardrobe, and just what?
No, I
That's
don't
not
think
the.
so. I don't think they did any explaining.
Now that you're done with that first step, side note, where you got to go now, my enterprising
It just
Empyrean.
says I need to collect light. It means I need to collect
Them
orbs of
orbs.
light.
Okay, so good way to do
Orbs.
that. Two ways we can do that. We can either do another sundial run, which will open you up for dem rolls. Don't know how invested you are in these rolls, yo. But I'm all about seeing the best perfect paradox I can possibly get. And I'm really gunning for that patron of lost causes. I really want a scout rifle with a badass roll on it. I think I'm almost there. I think I'm almost there, boo. The last one I got had underdog, and it had like it had underdog, explosive payload, and I think swashbuckler on it. Okay, you could switch between swashbuckler and explosive payload in the clutch, and it had a masterwork for range, which that's why I use scout rifles, so I can hang all the way back and shoot you in the face. So that's the closest I've gotten to a like, oh my gosh, this is the role of my dreams kind of moment. But yeah, so we can do that. We can do another.
The role
Yeah, so
of
we
your
can do another
dreams.
sundial run if you want to get your fract on, and if you have some cabal-centric bounties that need clearing, good place to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can do that. Is that a thing that you want to do while you build up those orbs? Because that's what I did.
Yeah.
I just did another sundial run, and I had all the orbs before I knew it. Because you know people are always doing supers,
Yeah,
all that
let's do
silliness.
that.
I'll even bring the bubble shield because the bubble shield generates orbs. All right. So let's do another sun. Here comes the sun. Doot and doo doo. How'd you like that run? I mean, I don't think I've asked you a lot. You know, I know we're about to do like
About
the
what?
last event. This feels like the last major event, and then things are just gonna evolve out of the foundation. I think for the rest of the season. But you know, what do you think about the sundial? I don't know if you've I've progressed. I've pretty much beaten the sundial around the ears and given it a thorough wedgie. I really like it. I think its desperation for nuance is kind of its undoing, but I think it's a fun activity that is easy to replay because the more you invest into it, the more rewarding it's gotten over time. You know, just more drops, more buffs, more bonuses, all that old chestnut. What do you think? Like, you've played it a bit. How feel you?
I mean, I think that it's nice that they've injected so much nuance into the gameplay and into the drops and all that. But
you think it has depth?
yeah, but I don't know. No,
Like, you think it has nuance?
not at all.
I mean, it does have
I mean,
differing activities.
It
I don't
has,
know about it being.
yeah, it does have different stuff you can do and different weapons you can get, but it's kind of just.
Alright.
I feel like the game is so much smaller than it used to be. That's kind of how I feel about it.
It's not so much that it's smaller, and that's why I'm really like pushing around a little bit and broadening the horizons, getting us into dungeons. And, you know, they've really changed. I think it's because at its core, you know, Destiny is a game that you get out of what you're putting into it currently. You know, whatever your goal happens to be is what really makes the perpetual end game, that is its existence, the most fulfilling. You know, you're kind of making a lot of your own goals as far as loot and, you know, how you play it, why you play it, what you're playing it for. And in that sense, while the first game was aimed definitively at a hardcore crowd that would form a very inclusive community around it, I think at the same time, the concessions that they made to the gameplay itself and the grind and how it relates to weekly activities, I think that in particular is what's counterintuitive to that. Because while they've broadened, the power pool for ordinary activities, in doing so, they've also de-incentivized people from engaging with them if they would have otherwise. So, example, you felt it. I mean, you can kind of feel it now to some degree, but I think you personally in Destiny 1 felt it every time a raid came out, okay, and you saw me walking around with all this crazy shit and wearing all this crazy shit and, and always being like 10 or so light levels ahead or whatever. And you knew, though, it was because I was doing hard shit. I was, playing Nightfalls every week. I was doing the raid with all my characters. I was playing Trials, I was playing Trials of the Nine. There were specific high-level activities that rewarded specific kinds of loot, and if I wanted them, I had to engage with these modes and play them. But now, because of the way the grind is, you don't have to specifically play anything to rank up anymore. And the stuff that is extremely powerful that does still drop from very difficult activities doesn't feel as worthwhile because the power creep that it introduces to you as a player is very unsatisfying and in single digits.
Safety limits.
So,
Any feelings of nausea
to, like everyone else, I suppose, paraphrase data, there's a whole lot to do, just not a lot of reasons to do. Or to want to do it. Which is why Legend Sundial, like just being slightly harder Sundial, it can be slightly disappointing for anyone who's played like the Leviathan Challenge Rooms or ever played a raid. Because you're thinking, man, if I'm this kind of person, I know what crazy high level activities look like in Destiny. And this is like if normal, Jeebus. Alright, that was a bad idea. Yeah, like if normal seasonal activities, are a cereal box. Yeah, there we go. If normal seasonal activities were like cereal box or whatever, these season one-offs feel like getting the variety pack.
The variety pack. Yeah.
Good,
actually, that's.
You don't have the. You don't have the whole box. This is just temporary, man. You don't really have Fruit Loops. You got this little box though. Yeah.
Right. You just get to taste all of them.
I don't think there's anything wrong with people getting what they paid for, and especially when you're asking them to pay directly for content. The entitlement to said content is, of course, there, largely felt. I don't think it's impossible. To do this and still have rewarding high-level gear and activities, but I think they just have to, like they did in the original. You're gonna have to just lean into the fact that not everybody is that 1% of people that do burn through this game like a hot knife, and that B, even if you have those kinds of people, it should never be a requirement that you be them to enjoy the game fully. Even though
you need to strike that balance.
Even though you never personally engaged with raids, and it wasn't because you didn't want to do them, it's just that opportunity, time, energy, life, things just get in your way. But you were still able to enjoy every year of Destiny despite that. Despite not being in that top tier, you still enjoyed yourself because there were things that you could do. And there were things for you to have unlocks and stories about. So,
that's true. I love Destiny, even though I didn't get to do most of the
Yeah.
raids.
So I don't know. I think the initial design philosophy that this game shipped with was flawed, and even though they've improved Destiny
Guardian down.
in
Oh,
several ways, it's still built on this very inclusive foundation that dumbed down and really streamlined and shrunk a lot of the game's more complex aspects into like a faster paced, action oriented skeleton. And it's a good skeleton. Like I said, you can definitely feel the difference between playing the first one and the second one.
yeah.
The way you move, how heavy your characters are, what it feels like to fire the guns, little things. Not even just the abilities like throwing up shields and rifts, even though I had no idea I would ever miss that. I think for the first year and a half, 2 years of Destiny, we were like, these abilities are stupid. Or like, I guess they're kind of useful, but they're nothing to write home about. I went to play Destiny 1, I was like, why can't I throw up my barriers? Oh, I don't have barriers.
Oh, because in Destiny, they're not really.
And then I was playing as my hunter, and I'm like, why can't I dodge? Oh, yeah. Because dodging used to be an unlimited ability that the Graviton forfeit gave you. And in Destiny 2, it's an actual intrinsic ability with a cooldown. It's like, it's so easy to take little things like that for granted, especially after years have passed. It's not like they didn't do anything for this game. But, it's built on this. It's built on this kind of foundation, so I don't know if in order to evolve, the game needs a new engine. But if they do, it'd have to be something, have to be something meaty. Like I said, like Destiny would have to be a persistent world, like Monster Hunter. They'd have to have some technology like that in it for it to justify making.
They definitely need to do.
Because I mean, productivity is definitely the biggest reason. But I mean, other than productivity, this engine does everything they need it to do. Technically, it does. I mean, for any grievance you've ever had with Destiny, it's never been that the game is broken or does not work. Like, surprisingly, of all the grievances anyone's ever had with Destiny, it's never been on a technical level. It's always been on a rule set and gameplay system-based level. Like, the technology's good.
It's not that the engine needs an overhaul, it's that why does this keep happening to me? It's like the second time one of those things lands on me. Anyway, it's not that it's not that the engine is broken or that there's anything wrong with it. It's that the framework of the game would need to be built from scratch.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
And they've already said that, it's hard for them to make updates.
They have 3 studios.
I have always questioned the traveler.
Yeah, so they really need to figure out
And they're making a new
a
game.
way.
And they're in the middle of making a new IP for NetEase. So I'm pretty sure a good chunk of their 1,000 deep staff are hard at work on the new game that they're coming out with. Destiny took what, 5 years to make, 4 years to make? So production on their new game is already underway.
Yeah.
So that's less people on Destiny.
So if they're gonna make a new Destiny, they really need to find a more efficient way to create something that will keep us hooked.
It sucks to say it this way, but they basically need to be like Epic.
Erase this history,
Which
Guardian. The Red
is,
Legion
I
will
mean,
use it
honestly,
as a
that's kind of,
pathway to
it's
their
virtually
ideal
impossible.
future.
Unfortunately.
The traveler in pieces.
It's impossible.
Humanity.
Like Epic?
It's impossible. Like, I don't want to say something's impossible, like, oh, nothing's impossible if you put your... Yeah, but what Epic does to keep Fortnite updated and running the way it does, I don't even know. The amount of resources that must take. the game literally changes in real time. Like, there's got to be a serious element of crunch and madness and QA testing. Like, you wake up one morning and hey, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is literally in Fortnite. Anybody see this coming?
I don't.
You don't.
Well, all right. I don't think that it necessarily has to be a crunch-like scenario. I mean, I'm not ruling it out.
I think it absolutely does.
But
I mean, imagine how burnt out Bungie is at the level that they've supported Destiny. Okay, and you're talking about the 3 month, like, you know, you're talking about the various dead periods. You're talking about the length of time that some glitches endured before they were ever patched, or weapons broken before they were ever fixed. The length of time that it takes Bungie to make a small tweak to Destiny when they intend to. They're up their competition.
But that's because of their engine.
No, but that's my point. Their competition can literally go over to a computer, click a few keys, and they can drop something into the world of Fortnite as people are playing it. That and presumably, I mean, Epic is extremely, it's a very extremely wealthy company, proprietors of the Unreal Engine, you know, creators and owners of some of the biggest franchises. They have money to burn, which means money, resources, however many people they need to get on it. Yeah. They are out-resourced, out-engined. You know, it would have to be something that can compete with that, and not even compete with it.
Yeah.
Nobody in the world, nobody, anywhere at all, is doing, you know, PUBG versus, you know, Destiny videos. They may mostly services, but they're different, you know, they have different audiences. But it's to say that, you know, a major catalyst in keeping a game like this alive is really making its world feel consequential and active. And I think more than anything else, even though the game is built on such a simple foundation, the fact that Fortnite's world feels real for people that play Fortnite, like, they know, they know they're playing a video game. They know it's a game, but it's a game with its own world. Like, things happen in it. You know, there's events. There are things that everybody talks about. Some things people see, some things people don't see. It feels like it's alive. It feels like anything could happen at any moment. That, just forget the gunplay, forget the accessibility, forget the building mechanic. That is the true triumph of it. Because that is what keeps people invested. When the game was getting really competitively focused, especially when a lot of these pros and people started latching onto it and tournaments were all the way, when the game started getting really competitively focused, people started getting angry. They started noticing a weird tide of, like, discontent, or like a weird split, because there was basically a gulf starting to be created that was basically people who are really good at Fortnite and people that just aren't. And somewhere around that time, when they were esporting out and people were complaining and the usual hubbub, it silenced itself a bit. Epic was like, we're gonna keep changing this fucking game. Okay, so if you got complaints, we'll listen to you. But this game's gonna keep doing that. So you woke up this morning and all of a sudden there's dog fighting because we put biplanes in the game. Well, enjoy your meta. Now there's airplanes in Fortnite. Holy shit. Okay. I mean, here, they even had this event where I think they were like spray painting each other. It was like a food fight or something. Whatever. They basically did Splatoon in the game. I'll put it like that. They basically did Splatoon. They're like, look at all the other, now we're gonna go to other genres and show you how we can do their games in our game too. It's like,
Why
Jesus
did
Christ.
the traveler flee? What did
But
it
I
see
think that's
in
the
ugly
biggest thing.
intentions of the cabal?
That ability
Its own
to make it
demise,
seem like this
perhaps.
ever-changing beast
And
is
us
what keeps
along
people
with
so
it.
invested. And I think that's the key here too.
Mm-hmm.
They have to, if they ever do a sequel, and they should, absolutely. But if they ever do a sequel, they need to be able to mess with the world somehow in an active and engaging way. Because the world is really all you have, especially when you ask people to invest in it daily or semi-weekly. You know, you usually play a game at your own pace, but if you're genuinely asking people and trying to incentivize them to make this a part of their daily routine, you gotta give them something that's not static. I don't know, what do you think? What do you think about that, that theory?
I do like that theory. I feel like they need to find a way to, you know, make it still be Destiny, while being able to, as you said, quickly update it and make it feel like it's really alive.
I think at the heart of that, if you want to ask yourself, you know, how do you fix what I feel is Destiny's most glaring problem? You know, one of the first things you can cite early on is why I brought up something like that is the world. The world of Destiny, as you run around in it and shoot things, is the least compelling part of Destiny. And not for lack of trying either, because they're gorgeous. Shout out to the art team. These are some fantastically rendered, colorful, vibrant, detailed environments. But the problem is, to quote I Hate Everything, they're like really pretty movie sets. You know, once you start poking at the edges, once you start messing around with it, you accidentally hit the wrong building and find out, oh, it's all made out of cardboard. Like, they're these gorgeous lived-in areas with their own scenarios and contextual reason for existing in Destiny's narrative. But they don't do anything or try to engage you in any way other than running through them to get to the next mission point, bounty, public event, thing to blow up, thing to scan. It's not so much a place as it is a giant stopgap for your busy work. So that's what I mean, like making the world active or reactive even. Like, we've already toyed with reactive with Tangled Shore, Dreaming City, Shadowkeep Moon. You know, we've reactive works for Destiny really well. Some player does something, the rest of the world changes for everybody else. That's cool. And you note, if you ever noticed, when is the community most engaged? When the game is doing that. When there's an exotic quest that's making people explore a certain area endlessly for pieces of a puzzle. Or when you have to find it, you know, when you have to find this secret place that you had no idea existed, this little pocket of the world that you thought was useless. It's like, oh no, actually that's somebody's office. Oh, when you have to engage with the world, like there's actually something going on in it other than being the backdrop for your next horde mode. People love that dish. And I've told you my Monster Hunter stories where just going out in that place is never, ever the same. Ever. So I think for Destiny, it's got the story, it's got the visuals, it's got incredibly polished gameplay. It's got, you know, a variety of modes. It could use more enemy factions, even though there's a variety of those too. The level design itself is great, very conducive to a cover-based shooter with all sorts of little implements that say, well, you know, you guys can also fly, so you know, they're pretty vertical too. Like, all of that is great, but, you know, when you ask, I think when you really sit down and think, you know, well, what's this thing missing? You know, a lot of people would point to the story, and not just the story being good or bad, but how it relates to contextualizing what it is you've been spending all your time doing. If you told me that if I told people I was playing Destiny every day, okay, because the darkness is literally creeping its way through a continent on Earth, and that all of the Guardians in my faction are playing on this particular planet to fight back the darkness, and if we manage to be successful, you know, everybody and our faction will get a prize, and this part of the world will be cleansed. And if we fail, though, every activity in this area is going to be 50 light harder for the rest of the week until reset, and nobody's going to get a prize. You know what I mean?
Man, that's intense.
But that's a world though that you get invested in, because you're not just running around in it and picking things up in it. You're altering the course of its development, and that feels like something. Like when Dreaming City was different every week, people felt something. Okay, when the Shattered Throne opened up on the most corrupt week and people wandered in there like, what the hell is this? That meant something, because the world was opening up to them. You know, you can give us things to shoot endlessly. We'll shoot the things. But like right now, when you're shooting things in the corridors of time, because the third Scion Flayer is a Time Lord with a Sonic Cabal screwdriver, well, you've got my curiosity and my attention. Okay. The coolest looking thing I've ever seen. I don't even understand this boss, but I know he's got phases and unique attacks, and even though a large portion of the battle is still not focused on him, it's a mob fest. This is cool. I love that every month of this season introduced a new Flayer, and that they were pretty different from one another in their attacks. And I think the lightning one was probably the worst one, because that attack is just unavoidable. You just might as well name that Flayer Guardian down. Button of holding. Like what?
Button of holding.
Tribune. What does that even mean?
I don't know. That makes no sense. What's a triune?
I don't know. A typo for Tribune? I couldn't block that?
Oh.
Pussies. Alright, well. I guess that means I'm switching off this exotic. Oh, no, you don't. Like a well-oiled machines, the Scions pop you up in the air and then the Centurions shoot you down. Like, this is a pretty unique setup, I gotta say.
Yeah.
And he's got the abilities of all the other Flayers, you notice that? He's got the Void Shield of Doom. He's got the lightning bolts of, oh god, my health bar.
Oh god, my health bar.
You may not know this, Boo, but another feature of element-specific armor is being able to equip mods that are resistant to that particular element. So, if you're looking for, I mean, if you know his arc burn, or you know the boss you're about to fight likes to shoot lightning out of his taint that chains to your, you know, fire team. Solar armor has mods that you can slot in for solar resistance, and so on and so forth.
Oh, nice.
So, even if you knew you were fighting a complete asshat who uses solar, you could make yourself up a nice little suit, get yourself some solar immunity, and, you know, go back even stronger.
Get yourself some solar immunity.
So really, like, if you ever feel like you're getting bodied by a certain element, don't forget that depending on the element of your armor, you can equip a resilience mod.
Nice.
Mods. It's not familiar.
It's what the doctor ordered.
No, you're not supposed to eat your mods. Do not listen to her, children. You cannot fly. If you know, even if you believe in your do not open your windows and fly out into the night. No, no, you cannot ride your friend like a car. No.
Oh man.
No, you can't, no. Nor would you want to. Your friend looks like he takes like unleaded and very hard to
Unleaded.
find them. Lasers. I love the Devil's Run. I lasered the Scion. My cheeks.
Nice. Your poor cheeks.
No, he was doing the lightning attack, and I was like meekly flying backwards in slow motion. Like my character was in bullet time, and the rest of the fight was in real time.
Oh wow.
I'm beating him in the ass with a sword. Oh, he's immune. I'm running. I'm gonna do it again. Slam dunk. Give me them time necks.
Time next.
Give me them Scion peacock feathers. Shoulders. When you're getting teleported away, do you throw an extra dance in there for good measure?
You know what? I
always
should.
do. The screen is fading.
I should
Looks like
do
something
that.
epic is happening. Why would you not want to see your shoulders intensify while the universe collapses around you like someone activated the light speed?
I don't know. Perhaps I
Just
should
prove
do
we don't
that.
play Destiny together enough. You gotta roll with me when I'm doing like a random bounty for like 10 minutes. I'll do that.
yeah.
I'll just come on, look at Banshee. If he's got something like a shotgun bounty, I'll do it. Yeah. I keep myself on the pulse. Sword chop. Oh no, he's doing the lightning. Nah, get back here, you boob. Don't make me fire my laser, bro. See, he got shooped. He got shooped. He didn't see it coming. He got shooped in the butt.
Yeah,
I told him I was firing my laser and he didn't move.
They had a rubble now. I will see what intentions.
I said it. I said I'm a charging my sidearm, and he just stood there like, But okay, you gonna learn these early OO's memes today. Shoop.
You're gonna learn
I got a
today.
righteous plate. All right, let's cross our fingers for another element. It's the flaming. That's actually new. My first one is void. This new one is solar.
Oh, nice.
I may just keep it. Even though, don't forget, hon, keep an eye on your total. Keep an eye on that number that's your total weight for your chest armor. As it has been stated. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Okay, that was terrible. Sorry. All right. Yeah. So, as previously stated. Okay, the universe is trying to kill me. Not trying to let me. All right. Sorry, everyone. The Bungie dust mites are trying to silence me. They don't want you to know this. So the armor that you get, the righteous armor that you get from the season pass and rewards, is dropping at a pretty significant advantage to anything else dropping in the game world. Period.
Oh,
So I
okay.
would say keep an eye on that stuff, even as you get other armors and other, like, make sure that you lock the stuff you get from the season pass, especially the stuff you get later on. Because if you look at the stuff I'm wearing, like if you go into my inventory and you look at it, you'll notice it's all weighted pretty high. And it seems weird that it is so.
Let's see.
But it is. Like, all of the armor I'm wearing, even though it's legendary, is like my righteous plate, 66 energy. The greaves, 52. The boots, 55. Like, usually most legendary gear tends to drop in the 40s, 30s. You know, exotics tend to drop in the 50s and 60s. But all this righteous gear from the past is in its, like, 60s when you get to around, like, level 70 or so. There's some just crazy powerful armor that you should just hang on to. Because this, don't forget, this armor can accept them light mods.
Indeed.
Have you used a light mod?
I like that. Yes, I have actually. Oh, actually, maybe not.
Yeah, you got to get down on it. Only the righteous plate can equip it. It's the very last symbol on the righteous armor that looks like a bird. Those are the light mods.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I think I've used
like
it.
that's how you get charged with light. High energy fire. When you're charged, you get a bonus to your weapon damages. Or heal thyself.
Very cool.
When you are charged with light, there's an ability called heal thyself. Grenade final blows heal you when you are charged with light. That is the definition of dope.
That's impressive.
And I am so mad at myself right now.
Yeah.
I spent that entire time talking to you instead of claiming my rewards. Ha! That's hilarious.
Oh.
I don't care.
You can always come back. The reward doesn't leave, doesn't go away. You can save it for later.
No, you can't. You just lose it, boo. You lose that ish. Every time you beat the sun.
No, you don't.
Every time you beat the sundial, you get the reward pool. Every time you beat it, you get the same reward pool. It's not there when you come back. You get different things. You can just keep doing it. Yeah, that's the thing. Like when I do the sundial, I can pick up 5 weapons from 3 obelisks. Every sundial. Doesn't even matter. I could do it again right now, and I could still pick 5 weapons from the same 3 pools. It just gets more rewarding over time. So I'm not terribly worried, and it's not a loss if you got to progress and you got your orbs anyway. So I mean, I don't care. I don't care. What did I miss out on? A couple of new scout rifles to have to sift through. I'm pretty sure my postmaster is. Actually, we should probably go to the tower because my postmaster probably wants to have a word with us. How are you on them orbs, though? Should we go back now, or do you have like 2 orbs left and we can just do that?
No, I got like 8 orbs out of the 30 I need.
You have 8 out of 30? All right.
Yeah.
Let me think. Well, you could
What was that sound?
That was the sound of me thinking. Okay, so
okay.
we can do so we can do a Nightfall the Ordeal. You know, that's a good way to get some mats and some et ceteras into our coffers. Or we could do some nightmare hunts if you want. Those are a little bit easier and faster to do. Something that we could just run through. We'll be able to pop our supers like once or twice.
Yeah.
I'll use my Code of the Aggressor, so I'll just be throwing my shield at everything. And that'll generate a lot of orbs. You know, equip all my master twerks.
Okay.
You should pay attention. All right, so what do you want to do? You want to do a Nightfall the Ordeal for those last few orbs? Or what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Yeah, sure. Let's do Nightfall the Ordeal.
It could be anything. It could be Gambit. Doesn't matter. In Gambit, we're going to be killing things and getting our super repeatedly. Be anything you want to do. We haven't done. You want to be Nightfall? It's fine. If you think you'll have more fun.
Yeah, so Nightfall.
I don't know what you want to do.
Let's see. What do I want to do? I haven't done Gambit in a while.
You want to do a Gambit? If you really want to do a Gambit, you should say that.
Well, let's do a Gambit then.
All right. Do a Gambit. Someday, we'll do a Reckoning. So you can actually get that Gambit armor. And be the Reaper you were always meant to be.
Oh, we could do a Reckoning if you want.
Do all that grim reaping you're so good at. Okay, we can do a Reckoning we can do a Reckoning if you want to get some armor. Yeah, that's a doable thing. That's an activity where we'll kill a bunch of things. You're definitely going to go up from 8, especially if you stick around me. You should really stick around me.
Okay.
Because all of my weapons are masterwork, so I'm literally just dropping orbs all over the place when I kill things. Orb! That's perfect! Orb! Use your masterwork scout rifle! You goober? It generates orbs on multi-kill.
Which one?
The only masterwork weapon in your possession. Period. The only...
Oh, I'm using it. The Patron of Lost Causes?
that generates orbs every time you get a multi-kill. I don't think you can do tier 3 Can you do tier 3 yet? Are you about that tier 3
No,
life?
I can't. Mm-mm.
I don't know. It's letting me launch.
Oh,
this. It
well,
might let
maybe
me
we
launch
can do
it. I
tier
don't
3.
know. Can you make... Alright, this is moot. Can you make powerful moats?
I can make... Hold on. I think I can make middling modes.
Yeah, you have to be able to make powerful invader. You have to make a powerful moat. Sorry, moat with an M. You have to be able to make those bad boys. It's like the third thing on the moat menu.
No, I see it. I can do middling stuff. I can make a middling entry moat, middling collector moat, or a middling...
Okay, we're not on that powerful level yet. Okay.
No.
Shite. Alright, Gambit it is. You will not feel bad. We will not feel bad. Audience, do not cry for Gabriel. She's too busy saving the world to practice in what is essentially the Guardian version of Rollerball. It's okay. I will have you know that during the season of the Drifter, she was all in on them Gambits. Alright? We play a lot of Gambit here. We're apparently one of the 3 people in the world that like Gambit. Oops. I like Gambit. I play with Omega Z, man. Omega Z does not
like
like
Gambit too.
at all. He thinks it's terrible. But you know what? He also doesn't like bows. Which means it will take a little bit of time for this one. But we will get him into the bow fold. I don't understand why every Guardian on every fire team is not using bows after witnessing me. Why is everyone not using bows yet? What is with y'all people?
I don't know. They don't watch you
Do
closely
you
enough.
see what I've done with bows? I'm like the bows of bows. Parse that. I'm
The
like the bows
bows
of bows.
of-
My quality is so high. I am a trusted source of bow. Innovating in the art of between the eye shooting for over 20 years. I have not failed this last city.
You have failed these
I
chiefs.
have not failed these last citizens. Stop that. But no, I don't know. I think it's funny. It's funny watching the meta move all over the place, but it's so weird how some people just swear against like the bow. Or just like, nope. It's like, really? But the bow is awesome. It shoots people. What more do you need? Bullets, maybe? It's like, alright, well, that's just like a low blow. I mean, grenade launchers don't use bullets either. So. I'm just saying it's like a,
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. I have to use a scout rifle and rapidly defeat enemies in groups of 3 or more without reload. Why would I want to do that? Using a scout rifle? How big is the mag on this scout rifle? Enemies in groups of 3 or more without reloading? With a scout rifle? What am I shooting? Taken? Thrall? War dogs? I'm not shooting Centurions or Hive Knights. I'm not shooting 3 Hive Knights on a single clip. Bungie. No wonder I'm still sitting on this bounty. Oh my god. This is why I pick all these bounties up at reset and then don't look at them again. This hurts my brain sometimes reading some of these things. Some of the most obtuse objectives. Like, I'm still never gonna forget the 9, that invitation to the 9, talking about kill Hive on Mercury. Oh, really? Kill Hive on Mercury. Collect Hive samples from Mercury. The only location that has one adventure where the Hive actually appear on that planet. The one location that has the one random strike where Hive may randomly pop up in addition to Cabal or Taken or Fallen or like, why are you doing this? I finally finished
Yeah.
that thing this
Storm
week.
approaching.
I've been sitting on that invitation for like the past 3 weeks because it asked me to kill Hive on Mercury.
Drift is hungry.
Might as well ask me to.
Gotta
Ah,
lose.
God,
I can't late.
I can't, dude. Those monkeys programming those bounties.
Man's back wired.
Straight up,
Hey, hey.
I am a Dredgen.
Dredgen. Fight like one.
Is
Thank
this-
you, thank you, Drifter, thank you.
Oh, of course you are.
He said I was a
Incoming
Dredgen.
at the burrow.
You know what? If you cannot appreciate the respect that he's putting on my name right
The
now,
respect.
you want to be a hater. You want to be a hater? That's what you want to be. You want to hate on me?
A hater.
You gotta control those T's. I know you think the inflection is leaning on that T, but the T is strong, okay? And your first name isn't Sean.
The
yeah,
T?
your first name ain't Sean, so the T should not be that strong. It should not be. You're up here. You gotta bring it down a bit, all right? I'm watching you. Telling you, dude, they're gonna mine our conversations for decades looking for Easter eggs and pop culture references. We're gonna build out like a weird cult fandom around the transcripts of our streams.
Hostiles
gonna happen.
incoming at command.
That would be interesting.
Our topics are so on topic and so off topic at the same time. I just love it. My favorite dynamic ever.
Yes, it's true.
I can't help but find connective tissue in a bunch of things. It's
I
really
know.
fun. And I'm honestly not doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
I really think you think I'm saying that ironically.
Well,
Guardian down.
Oh god! Hey, you guys are shooting a lot of void. Can you shoot like arc damage? It powers up this. Yeah. Thank you.
You're bleeding moats, brother.
Oh
Whack
shit.
the blockers.
I've only got 5 motes, and I'm not wearing my
Oh.
collector armor, so it'll have to wait until my next daha.
Invaders here. Brace yourself.
Just when I was about to say it'll have to wait for my next death. Collector's heading for the center. Invaders heading for the center.
Value target.
I saw
Burn
him.
it down.
No, you don't. Bye.
Invaders dead. Keep pushing.
yeah,
I was holding 8 motes when I decided to fight that dude.
yeah.
I'm really glad that didn't end the other way.
Guardian down.
God damn
That
it.
dude was clown shoes though, so. Yeah.
Clown shoes.
Shame on him for bringing an overpowered weapon to a Lucian fight. There will be no coasting on my continent. Mm-hmm.
Half pint taken, headed to the other side. Guardian down.
Oh,
High
no.
value target.
How feel you over there? Oh, shite. You could have let in and said, "Hey, there's like 12 people around my body and I'm going to self-revive, so don't come over here and risk yourself for me."
I didn't self-revive. It just
You
brought
know
me
what?
back.
You're going to get the Razzie this year. You're going to get the Guardian Razzie.
Portals up. Go take
What
them
the hell?
Guardian down. Hostiles incoming.
Like
at
the
command.
most
you.
self-revives award at the Guardian Razzies is not an aspirational objective, okay? They're watching you. The higher the number,
It's not.
okay, the worse it actually is.
Invaders here.
Oh, shit.
Brace yourself.
I don't know where he is. I don't think he's on my side, though. My side is filled with enemies.
Then he must be on this side.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh,
I
he's
thought I just
after
saw
me.
him. I don't see where you are.
Guardian down.
And that's a scorn.
He's
Hold on, this scorn is trying to take my 8 motes.
Invader's gone. Get him next time. Allies headed
Alright,
to
I'm
the
gonna
other
put these
side.
things like... I mean, kudos to me for staying alive, but wow. I'm walking around with these things for way too long.
yeah. Put them away.
You just dropped a taken on the other side. Hope you're
You're like,
proud.
yeah, man, you've really been... No, I mean, I didn't mean it like that. You don't even... You know what? What's your moat count looking like? Insubordinate.
Your invaders
clearly-
back.
And churlish.
Kill. Guardian down.
Rude. And uncouth. Alright, you. Cut that shit out. Not on my watch. Get out of my kitchen. Get out of here. I don't like your face. I don't like any of your faces. Get out of my kitchen.
Portal's ready. Go say hello.
What do you
Don't make
get
a mess
when you
with that.
revive someone centuries after their entire world collapses and you give them infinite lives? I'll tell you what you get, Drifter. You get what you fucking deserve.
Your allies
Ah!
they're heading back.
What? Was that a Dean scream?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Go make a mess.
I think you might have heard "Byaw!" I don't think you heard. I don't think you heard.
I mean, it sounded
I
very
think you heard like the
similar.
Dave Chappelle one from his.
You're bleeding moats, brother.
I,
Wax a blocker.
I saw that the other day, and it's really funny because Dave Chappelle is like Howard Dean in the sketch, but it's so funny just the number of little details he decided to get right. Like Howard Dean's oversized shirt, yeah, or the fact that his watch was on backwards and on his right wrist, hanging out of an unbuttoned cuff. Yeah, like he actually he got all of those little details right. Even though like, it's probably the last thing you were really looking at, but he actually did make the effort to look like Howard Dean actually did on that day, down to the placement of his watch.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Dave. This show is timeless, truly.
It really is.
You're nearly
It's so
there.
funny how little
Feel
we
the pain.
appreciated it
Get
when it
that
was out
primeval up.
as a thing that it was. And then you look back on it and it's like, wow, this show kind of changed everything, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
You're close.
It
Feel
changed the
pain.
format
Keep
of
your
everything
pride.
on Comedy
Oh,
Central.
yeah. Remember Key and
Yeah.
Peele before they got their creative emancipation from the stage monologue into skit format?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your enemy called up a prime.
Like, it's like they had to do that.
Portal's up. Go
I'm
take
so
it.
mad.
All right, you can still win this. Burn
Yeah.
that primeval to the
I'm
ground.
not terribly mad at myself. I mean, I did get to do a... I did just do all of this without my armor on.
Invader inbound.
So I'm not terribly mad about it. I'm not terribly salty. But I don't know. I'm just, you know, lucky I didn't lose anything. I think this guy's on the other side. Yep, there he is!
Yeah.
Get fucked, you asshat. Where were the other two people behind me? Oh, focusing on the primeval with an invader on the board. Alright, alright.
Invaders off the field.
Mm-hmm. Literally not a moment too soon. Buttheads.
Wow.
Man, I brought the wrong submachine gun.
Your allies invading. All right. Supercharge your light and let that primeval.
Oh, no, I didn't. I forgot, he shoots captain bullets. Captain bullets are arc. Turkey neck bones. yeah. Neck bones of the feeding fowl.
Nice.
You gained the lead.
What? Keep calm and eat a turkey leg. I learned that in
Oh.
Boston.
That's like my
Sound
fave.
advice that changed my life from that point forward. I gotta tell you. Once I
Oh,
started
did it?
keeping calm and eating more turkey legs. Yeah.
That's what you should
Profound.
do, you know?
I will never underestimate or undermine such a profound piece of evidence ever again. I've got to say. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this shotgun before this season is over. They're really hammering it out of me here. I'm not going to lie. I have to kill so many things with shotguns exclusively and implicitly in Gambit.
You're ahead.
Wow, really?
Give me the buff back, you butt!
Invader on the field. Careful. You're in the lead. Take down.
I'm in the air!
And this Gambit
That is an Arc Strider! It's an Arc Strider! I see it!
You see him?
Yeah, of course I do.
Oh, I see him too.
He didn't realize he was fighting me. He really thought he'd be able to chase me down with his super.
Oh, he's still here.
Yeah, I know. He was
Oh,
practically
goddammit.
chasing me most of the time because first he tried to kill me with his super and wasted it because I jump when I fire my bows. And then the rest of his embarrassment culminated in him trying to kill me with a submachine gun from long range. I think he really thought he had the super in the bag, so he didn't think about anything else.
And then he was running from me. That was weird.
Yeah, his health was getting down there. I mean, I only hit him with a few arrows, but he must have been higher light than me because the damage was bad.
Yeah, the damage was not doing as much damage as I was hoping to do.
Cook up some supercharged light and feed it to that primey. Portal's ready. Grab your.
Not today. This is a shotgun. Boop!
Yeah, it's
Boop!
fine.
Boop! I said. Shoulders!
Watch your back. Invader incoming.
Oh, they're so cute. Look at them invading.
Did he really? He blew me up while I was doing my shoulder dance. That's.
Gambit's been
Oh, we unlocked the clan banner perk.
Oh my God! Our clan leveled.
Drifter preservation.
Our clan actually leveled up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh! All those weeks of being the only clan
What?
member to actually hit the cap have paid off.
That's... You know what? Stop it.
Tonight is the night. You see a dehydrated penguin, for he is so overcome with the salt that he can see
With
nothing
salt.
outside of the realm of pure sodium. For when a guardian enters the corridors of salt, it is said that he may never leave.
Listen, Orbs of Light. You're supposed to keep us updated here.
It says we can detect resources within a 30-meter range while on destinations with a linked obelisk.
Okay, okay. What the heck does that mean?
That's our clan perk.
Oh,
I guess it tells you where stuff is, like where's the, where the chest and where's the, data slice. That's not bad.
I did
That's
not
okay.
know that, but I was talking about your quest.
Oh, my quest. Let's see.
That thing you're doing with that other thing.
Okay, so now I'm at 14 out of 30.
So over the course of that entire game of Gambit, boo 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 boo, you got 6 orbs of light.
Yeah, pretty much.
Are you storm calling? Are you doing the long super
Yeah,
that
I'm a
kills a
stone
lot of
father.
the enemies and generates all the orbs?
Yes.
Sharbler. Zip zop zooba bop. Pudding. All right. Well, there are still strikes or nightmare hunts. There's we gotta hit them hard and fast with ballistics. But generating orbs is a one-way street. We can also just dick around and just shoot things with your scout rifle and generate orbs that way. I mean, we can go to the EDZ and just kill all the enemies that appear in that one little spot, as they love to do, and try and get some orbs from that. There's options. If your patience is not obliterated, I think we can knock that part out, and that'll size up your quest. It's not a terribly long quest. After the orb thing, I think it's pretty much over. But it's up to you. If you want to stick in it, we can elucidate a little bit more over the state of Destiny while getting your orbs out. Or I do see the time. How you feeling?
It is pretty late, and I should go to bed soon. Can we do like a quick activity?
Activity as in like a mode? Like you want to mess around? You want to knock out a nightmare hunt or a nightfall or something? Or what do you want to do?
Yeah.
All right, you want to knock? Let's do it. Let's do a nightfall the ordeal then, since it's resetting tomorrow. It's tree of probabilities. I think that's the name of it. Yeah, I think it's tree of probabilities. So chasing a dude, Brockus get bodied.
Okay.
Overload and anti-barrier. Flying units do increased damage. We got overload and barrier champions, and solar damage and knockback has been increased. Alrighty? That's what you're dealing with today. So I don't have.
I'm into it.
I think I have an overload gun. I don't know. Those are usually auto rifles. I might have a repeater on me, but if you know me, and I know you know me, I will be rocking Ariana's Vow to this date. So, barrier, we're good on. Do you have anything overload or barrier yourself to chew on the barrier people, or
I have a
I don't know how many
barrier
weapons you roll with, or if there's like a variety of them. I don't know. You can put those mods on anything. I don't know what you're packing. Packing you.
I wonder if I can put it on this thing right here.
Small soldiers.
Classic.
That's a classic. Here we go. Honor bound.
What's a classic?
I said I wanted to know what you're packing, which is the infamous line from the trailer for Small Soldiers, where Harmon's like, "What are you packing, Tiny?" And he's like, "Packing you." And then he shoots him with a net and captures him. Yeah. That was in the commercial. Packing you. It's like, what? Oh, 90s. 90s, you so coy. Okay. What have I got here? Oh.
Hey team, copies of the Cabal invasion are trapped inside
Why am I holding two
forest,
shotguns?
locked in a combat loop. On the off
Clearly this
chance
is your fault.
one of them escapes, possibly armed with world-breaking Vex tech.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Blame
We'll handle
Sagira.
this.
Got it. All right. A surprisingly easy plan. Hey, we should blame Sagira more often.
We should. I agree.
Right, so, unfortunately, as much as I would love to, it seems as if the universe does not want me to use the Xenophage. I love that weapon. If I could equip it all the time, I would. I love that weapon. It's so fun. Excuse me.
The Xenophage?
Yeah, that weapon is so much fun. It's a blunderbuss. It's a literal shotgun of a machine gun. It shoots tank bullets. It's basically what it's shooting. It's shooting tank ordnance. Yes, those are my linear fusion rifle shots. No, they are not electrifying on their own. This is not a recording. No matter what, the emergency broadcast Gabriel will tell you whenever the stream gets late. This is not a recording. We are here live. Oh gosh!
This is a recording. It's all the way live.
What's that from?
All the way live. I don't remember. It's from a movie from the 90s for sure.
Anti-barrier, thank you!
Oh, maybe it was...
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was Eddie. Remember Eddie? That movie with Whoopi
Yeah,
Goldberg in
she
it?
was the basketball coach.
He was like a basketball coach.
Oh, I'm going for it. Give me them
Oh. We were all going for it.
That was some traitors. Kill
The
stealing ass
geometric
heathens.
data I'm reading from this architecture, it's suddenly shifting, like reality trying to decide on a version it likes.
In the forest, time itself is in flux.
I don't like it.
The fact.
Osiris says he's the protector of the forest, but as far as the Vanguard is concerned,
Should I use
is
the
your territory.
Xenophage or the Deathbringer?
Good hunting.
Why is that a choice? I find that weapons are situational, dear, and nothing is a one-size-fits-all solution. Though, if you wanted me to say bang for buck, usefulness to, I'd say the Xenophage. Deathbringer is fun to use, but it only holds 6 rockets, and that's a very risky proposition you're taking there. At least the Xenophage holds up to 17 bullets, and that thing is a monster when it fires at anything at all, period. There she is! Woo! I waited for you. Me and my consensual sparrow.
Sagira, I've been meaning to ask.
Consensual
what are you and Osiris
sparrow.
doing out here?
We're not completely sure yet. Some light remodeling, maybe.
Did you notice something about my micro mini?
They don't have a say.
Oh, I was very small.
I now know how a small penis feels. That's where it begins and ends, huh? It's just there's like no detail. And it's like it was. I remember that it was small. Damn. Oh, those poor gentlemen. It's all they take away. It's red. God, it's the same color as my armor.
Oh!
I just colored it the same color as my armor. I'm not the biggest red person, so you know that's huge for me. I think I'm gonna keep this on in February just cause you know Crimson Days.
Cause, for instance, and Valentine's Days. It's Valentine's week.
Valentine's what? Like W-E-A-K? Yeah, I agree.
No, like W-E-E-K.
Oh. Is it missing any vowels like the weekend? Like is it just W-K? You know somewhere.
I mean, it could be the.
You know somewhere out there, there's a hipster bar named Week, and that's how they spell it on the sign. It's just W-K. And that the first run of customers came up and they said, "What's Wook mean? What's W-K? Water cat? Wash closet, but you just spell it with a K? No? No?
Oh man.
Winston Kardashian? The long lost Kardashian that no one talks about?
Pick up. Winston Kardashian.
Yeah. He's the actual other son that was born. You know, it doesn't actually take every 100 years, like they said. They just hide them. Strategically place them all over the country in nondescript homes so that no one can trace them back to the Jenners.
Oh, I see.
Y'all need to take a second and shoulder while that door opens, okay? I don't understand. Like, ever since I got my shoulders, I have been liberated. You Guardians don't know how to
Oh,
stop
really?
taking the scene, the maison scene.
The maison
Okay,
scene.
these Hydra are cheating because they're flying so close together that their shields are covering each other up in places that the other don't have shields. What? What? They're like, hey, oh, you've got gaps in your shield. Let me plug in your gaps with my shield. And oh, hey, guys, there's some gaps in there. And they're just all flying on top of each other. Who did? Luke Smith. You're keeping the Luke Smith umbrage log updated, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Because we are bringing the receipts. I'm telling you. So I'm not going to make that bridge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump across this gap like the badass Titan I am. I'll see you all on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm joking? Bye!
Okay.
Have fun making that bridge. How'd you get all the way to the... Exactly. Yeah! Oh, jeez! They don't like Guardians here. I tried to give them the...
Have fun up there by yourself.
I tried to give them the customary greeting. They weren't hearing it. I think "yer" means something different in Cabal.
Just like the badass you are.
I think "yer" means something different in Cabal.
It probably
I wasn't.
does.
I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, you weren't ready for "yer" to mean something else in Cabal?
I thought it meant every bad Cabal down in Equinox. I need to know right now if you're a freak or not. I thought it was a term of endearment.
Okay.
Okay,
I don't think that's
not
right.
the way it works.
No.
This existence is painful and full of disappointments. Jeez, why is it every session you?
I don't
Every
disagree.
session, like you manage to eke out some kind of poop on the dreams moment. Like it's just, I'm starting to feel like pulled pork's guardian here.
Oh,
Guardians are just two things, man.
He's got the most emo
They either
guardian.
see you and they start dancing, or they see you and they poop on your dreams. Or they've got the poop on your dreams emote and they just knock out, you know, both things with one stone. My shields! Alright, buttheads. Oh, you're gonna learn. And it will be today. Yup! Woo!
I've used the forest to create a
All right.
Nice.
Come on, bring it in.
You're
Bring it
gonna
in.
need it for that
Bring it in.
moment.
It's right here.
A
It's right here.
ghost can
Don't
do
leave it
that.
hanging. It's there. It's
just
floating.
did.
It's in the air. It's airborne. People are gonna catch it. Come on. Get sound. Get down on some of this. Yo! Pounds. Now those are the kinds of pounds I would always like to gain. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that guy is running on foot. Clearly, he has not played this mission before.
I don't think he has.
Y'all only did that because I was shooting him in the back. Damn heathens. Now get off this racetrack. Okay, this micro mini's about to blow up.
Yeah, my broom's about to blow up. I don't care. It's my broom and I'm sticking with
It's your
it.
broom. And you'll sweep if you want to.
It's my broom.
I would sweep too if it happened to you.
I can't tell
I want everyone to know like a pro tip, okay? Like,
What's the difference?
so
Fact simulations can killed.
Gabriel, she was
Opposite
planning
St.
to,
Lords are
if
counterparts.
SRL had come
Find
back
the
this
future
year,
where the
she was
vigilance
planning
are
to
reservoir.
use the broom the entire time. And she
I was.
let me know in confidence that every time she came in first place, she would make some sly remark about quote unquote sweeping the competition. I have it on good faith that apparently Luke Smith was watching our stream when he heard that, and that is actually what delayed SRL another year.
Oh, really?
After they heard that joke, they Vicarious Visions then questioned the agreement that was made.
Whether they
The
should-
clause where they promised
Yeah.
to not do any harm was clearly in violation before that had even been signed, so they had to renegotiate after they heard you.
Oh, I see. Kind of messed up, but that's what they decided to do.
I mean, you were planning to bring the, it sounded like you were planning to bring Ben-Hur to Destiny, so I could see why they'd be concerned. Oh my goodness.
Well, what's wrong with Ben-Hur?
I just, I think that no matter how potent your competitive spirit, I just don't think Bungie wants any sweeping in their sanctuary. Gonna have to go with the Tan logic on this one.
Sleeping in their sanctuary. Oh, Tan. I miss Tan. I miss that moment in time.
Back when the dancing genre was pure and motion control was genuinely trying to find its
Yeah.
place in the world as something more than a gimmick.
Yeah, that was like one of my favorite
I actually found it kind of lovely.
moments in gaming.
Yeah, I
history.
actually found it kind of lovely that
Yeah.
motion controls actually did try to become a viable, input method. Some people were gimmicky about it, but I thought for the most part, a lot of the way that they used the Wii remote and even the PlayStation Move was pretty ingenious. I had a lot of fun with those. When they were used
Yeah, me
properly,
too.
yeah. I think the Kinect got the shortest end of the stick, and that's only because it had a huge groundswell of popularity, followed by a huge groundswell of now whatism. Once the limitations became clear,
Where's this Valis?
I think the enthusiasm level was directly tied to, the imagined potential of it. And even though people did some really cool and badass things with it, I think there were just as many people who did something corny or stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's hard to be the first person to invent
They see
something,
you in the Cabal as invaders.
because you got to deal with all the shit.
It worked out fine the first time.
Nintendo and Apple
Yeah.
are brave in that aspect. Maybe not so much Apple because they're more calculated, but I gotta say Nintendo's really brave with their
Yeah.
willingness to do that, because people are very reluctant to embrace something like that if it's an option. But Nintendo's like, yeah, no, everyone is gonna come with this, so get good, son.
Guardian down.
Yeah.
That's basically what Nintendo was saying to every developer that's like, how am I supposed to make Silent... Like, really, I'm pretty sure someone looked at the Wii Remote and said, how the hell am I supposed to make Silent Hill for this? And you know what the answer was? Silent Hill Shattered Memory.
You can't.
No, it was Silent Hill Shattered Memories. This game that took... This remake of Silent Hill 1 has an over-the-shoulder 3/4 perspective, is atmospherically driven, has a ton of visual puzzles. Your character hears messages through his radio. The radio uses the Wii remote speaker to be the radio. So you have to run through this town in Silent Hill like Harry would have, controlling him with the analog stick and holding the Wiimote up to your ear to piece through the static so you can find your daughter. Boom. That's what happens when you're bullish about what controller's coming with it. It's like, well, they have no choice. So it's like, all right, how can we make this work for Silent Hill? And luckily, everyone... Oh, wow. We all died at the same time. And,
we all died at
and
the
luckily,
same time.
everyone
Okay.
involved was talented enough to make a game specifically for all the weird Wii shit. And it was awesome. It was awesome. I wish they would remaster it or something. But it's such a Wii specific game because of the way it was made. It can really only exist on that system.
Mhm.
And that's it. That's it. Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, we know what the Kinect is good for. Dancing games. That's what it's good for. It's good for intensely physical games.
And exercise.
Intensely physical games that need full body tracking. It is not for first-person shooters. It is not to be used for RPGs. It's definitely not to be used for platformers. All right, and I probably wouldn't use it to play a fighting game. Unfortunately, the Kinect has games in every genre I just mentioned. There is a first-person shooter for the Kinect, dear. It's called Blackwater. And that's exactly how you feel after you've played it. Like you've drank a gallon of just that. Blackwater. I've never played something that made me feel like I had dysentery before, but Blackwater definitely lived up to its title. Yep. That was what it said on the back of the box from my review. But man, you may think the only way to get Blackwater is from some cave in the middle of nowhere, but you'd be wrong. It's on your local Best Buy shelf for $59.99. I'm out of ammo again. That's an Overlord Minotaur, but these are Overlord rounds. Somebody help me kill this thing. I brought the Overload and the Armor Piercer. Okay. I told you I would. Overload on the auto rifle. The thing about Overload rounds is that you have to keep firing them into the enemy. Oh my God, noobs!
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Give me a sec though. It's beyond hairy in here. Fuck it, I'm popping my super. This is too much. There's too much hair. Too much hair in the hair cake. Hey guys. The lasers are gonna kill you as soon as you revive. Shit! I'm gonna die.
I can respawn.
Respawn!
I'm gonna respawn.
My super is barely keeping me here. Barely! This guy in the middle. Woo! F you! Oh god, I'm gonna die! No! How am I still alive? No faith in little.
This guy in the middle, we gotta take him out.
Okay.
Geez. And there are these snipers on the top too. We gotta take them out. Alright.
That was a jumping linear fusion rifle shot. Someone put some respect on it.
Okay, so there's two guys in the middle. There's
I'm standing right in front of him.
The barrier guy.
I got you.
Okay.
We can't do this. I'm gonna take out the barrier one first. Keep that Overload one.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll help
you.
you. Oh shit!
Woo! The finisher gave me immunity to the lasers.
I got.
Oh wow! Look, it's a big dead spot.
Nice.
Ah! Hey you. Ooh, Arc Souls. You brought the Arc Soul one. You scamp.
I brought the Arc Soul.
All right, once he staggers, get him. Get this fool! He's not dead. All right. Minor setback. I don't think I've ever taken that long on Valis' first phase before. Holy shite.
It's not even him, it's the champions.
All right, let's see. No, I need to keep the auto rifle out. Yeah. Fuck it.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me.
Drink water now.
Drink my water.
Drink more water.
Thank you, Nosy3000. Man, you better stop running at me like I'm your mom and I brought home some chocolates. Ow. Oh, wow, that actually hurt a lot. I keep getting left with like a sliver of health, I gotta tell you. Not my idea of a good time. It's a good thing I move and shoot simultaneously. Hey, dude. Boop! Hey! I fire things while flying. Boop! Double boop!
Nice.
Oh, gosh. There! There!
What? Are you okay?
Yeah, you know, just facing everybody at the same time, including the boss. Boom! There's one. There's two. Hi, Ariana's Vow. Nice to meet you. It's an exotic. From last season.
It's hard not to admire the artistry.
It's
Oh,
really
that's bullshit just now. He just became immune.
Well, we got Minotaurs. If you want to give them some of that electric love, give them some of them electric dreams, I'm completely down. Oh, that grenade's not making it in time. That barrier goblin's gonna live a life he don't deserve. I'm getting him. Get over here. Sure you can. All right. Ariana's Vow, folks. It is the exotic gift that keeps on giving. I love this gun. Did y'all masterwork your Arianas yet?
Nice.
You leaving Arianas on the table?
Ariana's on the table.
This
yeah,
game, this gun, increased accuracy, handling, auto-loading holster to a magazine of 9 instead of 6. It's actually a different weapon as a masterwork. This thing's a beast. I love this gun. One headshot to this thing on Valis. Oh no! No!
Oh, did you die?
He did hit me into Destiny 3, or at least he attempted to. That timeline wasn't having me, though. They spit me back out.
Whoa, okay, that was kind of weird.
So,
Wow.
I have a feeling that there's like a light counter in our future.
A light
Oh, hello. Man, you better get out my bubble with that weak-ish. Get out my face with your... Oh, you want to come in my bubble? My... He's really got to stop hitting me off the level like that. That is just a dick move. Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Did you have the seconds?
No, I didn't.
Once more with feelings, you creatures of collective death. Can y'all drop more special, please? I don't get it.
Can they drop more heavy? I've had no heavy.
Do you have the mod on your suit for heavy ammo finder?
I don't know.
That means no. So that's a good. That's one way to increase the drop chances. That's why I'm nonplussed, because I have auto rifle scavenger on, and unflinching hand cannon aim. So I should be getting more like just off the floor randomly, you know. Nah, my guy, you're not shooting that stuff in my face. Ow! Okay, so the hit didn't kill me, but the wall did.
Yeah.
All right, expert fans, meaning fans of us, not experts at being fans. I need some energy.
Expert at being fans.
You like the dude in Pootie Tang that just like repeats like the last 3 words of what Chris Rock said? He's like,
well, it's just
he's like, it is hot outside.
A little different.
It is hot. I think this is the hottest day of the year. In fact, the last time the day was this hot, I don't think it's ever been this hot before. Jeez, what a hot day. And his friend turns to him and says, yeah, you know, it's hot too. He's like, damn it. Why do you exist? Ah, Pootie Tang.
Oh.
Movie is a treasure. That should have won the best original score. It was snubbed. Heck yeah, you heard that song he sang in the middle of the movie? It's hard to believe they wrote that specifically for the movie.
Really not.
Like, wow. Wow. His hit single was like, that was like the best part of the movie right there. So inspired. Oh my gosh, they're all jumping on my face. Okay, so we've got one overload, one barrier. I am out of anti-barrier, so I got you for the overload.
All right, I'll get.
I can stagger the overload, but I
Alright, I'm
can't do
getting
anything to the barrier guy right now.
barrier.
At least not until this Minotaur drops some special. I'll keep knocking him down, but man, you better get out my face with that crap.
Fall on your knees and hear my flash kick.
What?
All right, got the barrier guy.
It's not easy being Lucian.
Uh-oh, I thought you were gonna say green.
But you know what? I am super green, so technically it is not easy being me.
It's not easy being green.
Oh wow. Somebody shoot him with a Celestial Nighthawk? Did I miss something?
Maybe.
I just know that DPS was today's fight was brought to you by the letters D, P, and S. My last fuck you to Vacus Blackus.
I feel like we've done this before.
No, really. When he hit me off the stage, I had just thrown a grenade at his feet. And while I was flying off the stage, it said mission complete. I am vindicated. That was great. Like right as he hit me, I threw the grenade at his feet. It was like, yeah, you won and you're dead.
That's funny. I just got something. It just dropped.
What did you get?
I got a hand cannon called DFA, and it's already mastered.
Woo! Dear, that is strike loot. That's strike loot. You just got a masterwork strike weapon. Like when I got Sloane's auto rifle from doing Savathun's song, and it dropped me Sloane's auto. It dropped me her special auto rifle. It was fully masterwork. That's cool. All right, let's go back to the tower. You just acquiring all the things. Nice DFA. I've never heard of that. I wonder what that means.
Yeah, me neither.
Don't fart while ascendant.
That was worth it.
Actually, sounds like pretty sound advice. I would not want to be in that throne room. It's literally like a throne room made out of like beans and prunes.
Man, that's gross.
Hey. What are you willing to do to become ascendant? Okay. Many have been asked that question. Few return from the fundament with their husks intact.
With their husks
Hey, ask the
intact.
sisters. Ask the original golden girls of the fundament themselves.
Oh man, you mean Oryx? Oryx's two sisters, Savathun and Zivu Areth.
So who's Betty White? Who's B. Arthur?
Oh wow. Wow, that's
Right.
rough.
All right. Right out of the hive golden girls. Who is who? This is a good question.
Well, maybe Oryx is Betty White.
Oh God, really? Oryx is Betty? Okay.
B. Arthur is Savathun.
B. Arthur is Savathun, though.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, you know what? Yeah. I mean, Dorothy was like the hard ass one. Okay, yeah, all right.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. All right. So I just went to the obelisk, and it says, the obelisk on Saturn. If it vibrates through your body, a cell indicator displays strong.
Oh wait, so you got all the orbs.
According to your ghost.
Woo!
Yes. This obelisk is giving off a much more stable energy signature than any of the others you've encountered. Whatever that means. Ghost mentions picking up an additional link outside the normal obelisk network, but cannot determine its origin.
Indeed. And now what does the quest say?
Oh. It says a group effort. Our obelisk functions as a conduit to all other obelisks. Each week, it generates an amount of energy influenced by the total levels of other obelisks and its own progress. This energy can be infused into the obelisk to fund the Empyrean restoration effort. It can also be used to purchase and repair additional obelisks.
Yes, indeed.
That fractaline, though. That fractaline.
So yeah, you don't have to do a crazy. You can just do just do like 100 fractaline donation. That's literally what the step is. Just do a donation at the tower obelisk. Because it's like crowdsourcing. You can donate to it, and I think whatever obelisk is donated to the most or whatever, you know, I think you get like a payout, a fractaline. Your resonance rank is also how much polarized fractaline your obelisk is going to generate every week on reset. So the higher that number, which you increase by just increasing resonance ranks, the higher that number, the more bonus fractaline you get every reset.
That's cool.
My first, I mean, I guess given my obelisk progress thus far, they had 4,600 fractaline just sitting in it for me.
Wow.
The fract is out there, okay? It's out there. You enjoyed today's crash course on fract stonks and why you should invest in fract stonk. Ooh.
Oh, I need to talk to Osiris.
See? I told you were right on the cusp of ending it. Okay. You were right on the cusp of it being over. That's why I really wanted you to finish it. Okay, so you want to go to the...
Nice.
Let me know when you're ready to go to Mercury, and we'll head over there quick so you can talk to the Birdman. I'm just looking at all my rolls in here.
Okay.
This has Mulligan, Vorpal Weapon, and Under Pressure, which is actually not bad. And the Masterwork is for stability. That's definitely a consideration. Field Prep, nope. Anything with Field Prep on it or firmly planted gets immediately yeeted into the sun. The sun at Mercury, by the way. It gets yeeted straight into the sundial. Back from whence you came, foul weapon that gives you a buff when you stop and crouch. Foul, dirty weapon you are. Do not exist in Destiny. Oh, wait. I think we got it. Rapid hit, elemental... No! Delete it! Genesis and moving target on a grenade launcher. With an alternate masterwork for rangefinder? On a grenade launcher? Delete it! Underdog and opening shot with a side of... Under pressure. Delete it!
Can we go now?
You could just be entertained by these 2 or 3 weapons and just let me... Okay. Yeah. Love your energy. I'll leave these at the postmaster instead of entertain you with my weapon consideration process. Sure. Let's get this over and done with. You crab. I told you do that. Alright, let's
I'm
No,
sorry.
Stop it! Stop! Stop it!
It's
Stop!
very
Stop.
late. Okay.
Stop it. I need the good energy. Be coming into my house
Okay.
with your excuses. I want to hear them. I don't want to hear that people sleep. I don't want to hear about alarm clocks and eyeball crust. I mean, you can tell me about the eyeball crust. You know, I once had one that was
That would be
the
kind of
splitting
that would
image
be
of
kinda
Jesus Christ.
gross.
Unfortunately, it had
Really?
fallen
You
into
didn't
my
keep it and
sink
sell it on eBay?
drain before I could retrieve it.
Aw.
So I hope the New York sewer system was particularly blessed that day. Because I swear, it
You
was
ever
just like what?
you ever see this woman who made like a grilled cheese that looked like Jesus?
Did she deliberately make it look like Jesus, or did that just happen?
No, it just
That's
happened.
weird. I don't know what it is with Jesus and popping up in people's toast. Like, I don't know what he's trying to tell us. Like, it's always in people's toast, though. Like, you ever notice that? It's like a fried food. It's always a fried food.
I have noticed that.
Is it you know? Jesus is watching you masturbate. Is it like, does he not want us to fry our food either? Jesus is watching you eat that grilled cheese. Literally, he's on the bread. Look.
He thinks it's a little elevated in saturated fat. You should maybe just use one serving of cheese and maybe add some vegetables to that sandwich.
Excuse me. Oh, God.
Bless you.
Good reaction. Ouch. Oh, my feet. Felt that sneeze in my feet.
You felt it in your feet? That was a big sneeze.
Well, listen. I don't know if you heard about people that come from Brooklyn. Okay, but we are known, in part, we are known for going hard. It unfortunately also applies to our sneezes.
Guardian down.
How did you get... You have one job! One. Walk in a straight line and talk to Osiris. What happened? What happened?
I don't know. We got into a fight with a Vex.
Why are you messing with the Vex and the Cabal?
I'm trying to get to Osiris.
Are they holding him hostage and the only way to reach him is to defeat the Cabal?
No.
I'm gonna come over there and bite you. Hold on. Where's my bite emote?
You did what I could not. Don't know how, but you have my thanks.
You know, Osiris, I have heard on many an occasion that
Fall of Mercury
a gentleman by the name of Soldier Boy is in these hoes.
Must be stopped.
And if you watch him lean and watch him rock, I've heard, now legend dictates, okay, that if you watch him crank that Soldier Boy and Superman that hoe, he will then make another offer. And it is for you to watch him you.
How many more?
And I mean, once you've watched him you, that's when you've made it.
My work dictates I must remain here.
Wow.
Very few people
Okay, this is interesting.
have watched him you.
Not proud of how we parted.
Yeet me through the phone.
Okay. Pharaoh's link? Osiris meets your approach with warm acknowledgement. It would seem that our paths are entwined, Guardian. Impeccable work as always. Osiris offers you a rare smile. I always wrote off Saint's hopeful speeches as rhetoric or inspiration, but you have given me credence to his message.
Okay, so next time we have you read some dialogue, I'm gonna need that character's actual inflection. Okay, That
He must,
that
but his
Osiris
attention is
sounded an
good again.
awful lot like Jessica. You know, after
Uh-huh.
you've
Yes, it
given her
did.
like an authentic espresso, like from a French press, like that's what she would sound like.
Mhm.
New
14
instabilities
will
in the
need your
sundial are
assistance
proving
maintaining the tower obelisk. Trust
is a
that it is
necessity.
worth the effort. Osiris looks past you to the horizon.
That vindictive
Which
fool
cooler,
had simply
temperance,
let me
and
be.
more
none of this
secure,
would have happened.
perhaps it is time to visit the city again. What?
Really? Go on. You don't open Pandora's box and then go LOL. What happens? What happens next?
Does that mean he's going back to the city?
Maybe. I don't know. I think he just wants to watch Trials. I think he found out. I think someone told him that Trials was coming back, and now he's like, you know, he's not doing very good at hiding the secret. He's like, but Segura. It's like, stop going to timelines. Where they're excuse me. Stop going to timelines where they're playing Trials. But Segura, I want to see the. Oh. This is why the Guardian always has something new to fight. Is he the maid?
Mm-hmm.
Can't Gabriel just leave this mess just cleaned up for like 2 seconds?
There were many paths leading you elsewhere.
No?
And yet
Okay.
you are here.
I guess we never sleep. That is the true destiny.
Oh man. Okay, so what should I choose? Should I get the Guardian Angel?
What's the Guardian Angel? What do you mean? What is that?
It's from the artifact. It's a mod.
It's a mod.
It grants a chance to generate healing orbs for your scout rifle, sniper rifle, bow, and linear
I
figure
got
rifle.
right and old wrong.
Or
Yeah,
that's what
or
you got?
sure.
In the beginning.
the void battery,
Oh, you know, I saw Void Battery.
which gives you an overshield.
It's the thing that gives you like an overshield or powers up your void attacks when you're critically wounded. Is that what that thing does?
Mm-hmm.
I'm personally,
Yeah.
alright, even though I know stuff like that is useful and very situational, I'm not the kind of person that likes to rely on perks that activate themselves when you're near death. I'm just wary of perks like those in general because I'm generally just trying to not be in that state whatsoever. And if my goal is to honestly not be in that state, then a power like that is kind of counterintuitive to the way I play. So I kind of skipped over it. I would definitely got that light one though. I have that, and that does very much come in useful, come in handy. I thought, I wonder if
Okay.
yeah,
It'll be
yeah. Don't forget, you can always refresh it. It wasn't as hard though. At least I noticed personally, it wasn't as difficult for me to pick the trees. This time there were just some mods that were just like, why would I ever do that? At least for me, I was like, why would I even? It was really easy. Whereas the first artifact, oh my god, I reset it so many times that I think the next cost was like 50,000 glimmer, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. However this thing looks now, it's gonna look like that for the rest of the season. I'm not. Nope. 50,000 glimp. Nope. Hope you like being like this, yeah, artifact. That was my attitude there. Wait, let me see if I can check your artifacts. I'm surprised you can't look at mine and see the way I have mine set up. Can I check your artifact? No, I can't. I can only see it from afar.
You're back for more.
Ooh.
Very well.
Martyr's Retribution.
Make your way inside.
With Underdog and Demolitionist. Oh! I hope you have a lock on that. Master Twerk for Blast Radius. Bacaw. I hope you plan on keeping that.
Yeah, it's quite Master Twerk.
I hope you plan on keeping that.
Yeah, I like
Your
it.
Patron of Lost Causes is so good. Rapid hit and under pressure is fantastic. It's literally a gun that gets more accurate the more you fire it. What more could you ask for? That's the entire point of this gun, because of all these rolls, is that it just gets better the lower your magazine is.
Have you come to assist me,
Genius, genius. It's very nice. But my Empyrean initiate,
I believed you
how'd
had
you feel about
broken
that?
the Red Legion.
Yes. That was fun. I enjoyed that. That's a fun quest.
Was it the Ponzi scheme you originally envisioned?
It wasn't as bad as I originally envisioned.
Oh no. Okay. Good. Because on the next step, we're gonna have to get into the real Ponzi part of it, okay? Because clearly someone has a lot of obelisk ground to cover. And even though I thought we may be able to do some Shattered Throne, I thought we might prep to do the Shattered Throne, maybe get another go at it in a new season, in a new time. But I do think some of helping you out with your obelisks is definitely in order. And I will show you more about the tower obelisk in particular, and just what you can do there on the next episode, because it's pretty nutty, hun. Like honestly, if you have enough resources in your coffers, you don't have to really do time loss bounties anymore, because donating Fractaline advances your time loss bounties. Combine that with the 10% buff. Donating like 300 Fractaline is usually enough to knock out a bounty. So if you're still going for those rolls or that perfect, now you can just pick up some bounties, get your donate on, and just knock out the rolls. I mean, again, that's a lot of resources you could be spending, but you know, whatever your goals are, it seems like this activity is especially centered around at least giving you a chance to get everything it has to offer. And I think we're going to take Bungie up on that offer. You want to make a rewarding season? Okay, you want to give us things to chase? You want to give us pigeons on the sun? Then challenge accepted. We will get those pigeons, and we will put them on the sun. Look at that. Look at that. Sun pigeons. The pinnacle of bird evolution.
Nice.
Take that, Icarus. We are on Mercury.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The rest of my suit is green and my arms are red. Why didn't you tell me I look like a Christmas tree?
I see.
Why didn't you remind me that I wasn't wearing the rest of my normal armor and that like half of my stuff is Gambit and like my arms are red? You just letting me walk around like this on Mercury, the brightest planet, the one that's right next to the sun. This planet is like a Mac store. Why would you let me do that? You let me go out in public like this? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
By Grapthar's hammer. I can't. This is mutiny. This is literally mutiny. Everyone in chat, please report Gabriel for cheating.
Fine.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes. Cheating her way to my heart. Yeah, yes. Yes, that's what, yeah.
Aww.
I think that should be a bannable offense on Xbox. Yes, I do, actually. Yes, I do. I would like to, yes, I still would like to file this. Yes, I'm aware that fraudulent claim. What's You're fraudulent. What? You know what? Either I have a live studio audience, or my partner in crime is laughing at my misfortune. I don't know how much I like either scenario as it's been presented to me. Can we clear that up with a little bit of an outro? My cackling compatriot?
Sure.
If you like these shoulders.
Definitely keep yourself updated by following Inferno Penguins on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. And definitely check out
Where did you go?
Podcast.
Did you jump and float for that infernalpenguins.com? Was that intentional? Was there supposed to be like a
Yep.
rainbow behind you, like the more you know?
Yep.
Well, since you have brought your own... You're confusing me. Stop. Okay, so, as I was about to say, since she wants to be all warlock magic, just throwing it all over the place, just floating over us lesser guardians, I, Expert Penguin, will be the last one to say goodnight to you all. Thank you for watching. This has been tonight's Expert Playlist. You heard the lady. Visit us on all the things, all the medias. They're all social, as much as we are. And infernalpenguins.com for all of the newer things. And the nuanced things. But with that having been said, I'm Expert Penguin. Who are you again? You have horns.
I'm Her Infernal Majesty.
Her Infernal Majesty with the entry-level horns. Listen, she will be wearing the stag before you know. That's the first step. It's the first step right there. I remember before I got my stag, all my helmets had little horns on them. I was like, I was meant to be. This planet has a sun on it. I'm going to reminisce while looking at sorry. So, man, put that away. Not in front of the kids. What are you doing? So, with that having been said, and all of that said, thank you again for watching. And good night, everybody. Did it work?
Are you
Did it
hiding
work?
under the rock over there?
Are they gone yet?
Nope.
What?
You're just
They're
behind
still
this
here.
rock.
Wait, no, don't let them.
Looks
No,
like-
damn. You had to let them know I was back here. You just.
I mean, we could see you from all the way back there, though.
Hacks. Wall hacks. I told you. Reporter for cheating. Exploits. Cheats. Report now.